Look out into the dark. It is an expanse so massive, flooded with radiation and raw geometry, that human perception cannot hold it. To process this scale, we rely on mechanical eyes. We build instruments of glass and metal, parking them in orbit to capture ancient light. This image captures the deepest, most distant galaxies our lenses resolve. But as we measure expansion here, at the furthest edges, the numbers do not reconcile with rates measured closer to home. It is a discrepancy known as the Hubble tension. When our instruments reach the absolute limits of their observational domain, the standard rules of the map begin to fail. The data from the edge no longer matches the data from the center. Modern astrophysics has hit a measurement wall. It is a recurring problem. Any finite observer attempting to process an infinite field will eventually require a filter to make the data usable. Long before orbital telescopes, ancient civilizations faced this same staggering void. They used symbolic geometry to organize the chaos they observed. These ancient maps appear to clash completely. The Vedic texts describe nested realms. The Chinese naturalist schools map intersecting phases. Other traditions rely on the architecture of a sphere or a cosmic egg. If these traditions were mapping the same sky, we have to ask why their diagrams seem to describe entirely different universes. Under the Beyond the Shell model, these myths function as translation layers. They take an unmanageable volume of cosmic information and step it down into a local format that a human mind can navigate. Unfiltered cosmic reality would overwhelm human perception. Each culture constructed a mythic interface, a buffer between the observer and the infinite, to ensure the viewer's survival. We see this translation layer most clearly in the recurring concept of the cosmic egg, or the celestial shell. While some lead this as a literal description of a solid wall around the Earth, the metaphysical traditions describe it as an energetic barrier, a necessary boundary between two different states of existence. This boundary functions as a bandwidth filter, protecting the internal environment from high-energy external noise. As raw signals hit the membrane, the structure steps the frequency down, layer by layer, compressing infinite data into a stable reality a finite body can inhabit. The cosmic shell serves as a safety protocol. It prevents the observer's system from burning out by ensuring the incoming information never exceeds the viewer's capacity to process it. Once a system has filters and boundaries, it requires protocols to manage the signals passing through them. In many ancient traditions, deities function as administrative cosmic offices. The names of the gods describe the specific jobs required to keep the system running. Messenger figures, like the Roman Mercury or the Egyptian Thoth, represent the routing of memory and information between the different layers of the cosmos. Gatekeepers, like Kronos or Saturn, operate at the boundary. This office enforces strict limits, ensuring no signal crosses a threshold before it is properly audited. The human forms applied to these figures are local cultural costumes draped over universal mechanics. Whenever a god appears at a threshold in a myth, the story is providing a functional instruction manual for how energy transitions from one state to another within the system. Ancient civilizations physically embodied this cosmic map through sacred architecture. Architects design temples as physical simulations of the cosmos. Every room corresponds to a layer of the cosmic operating system. The inner crypt functions as a secure permission layer, while corridors serve as transition protocols, filtering observers before they access the next level. This carving on the temple ceiling at Dendera organizes the sky into a structured system. Positioned directly above the viewer, the roof provides a graphical interface for the mechanics of the universe. Moving through a temple was a physical act of initiation, a way to learn the compressed instructions of the universe through direct experience. When we strip away the various mythic costumes, the egg, the gods, and the temple, we reveal a shared functional architecture. Our modern scientific maps are constantly being revised as our measurements reach new limits. In contrast, these ancient symbolic maps remain brilliant interfaces for managing the boundaries of human perception. This functional pattern repeats across disconnected cultures because it describes the invariant rules of being an observer in a finite world. Next time you see a god, a celestial gate, or a cosmic monster, try reading it as an instruction. ask what functional role that figure plays in the maintenance of the system. The true boundary of the universe is not billions of light years away. It is the translation layer operating at the edge of your own consciousness.